to help address
Greetings everyone,
the
this is
problem
David.
of climate
Welcome.
change.
Our topic is stem cell theory
It
and our subtopic
estimated
is about
that
climate
by
change and energy.
2050,
Our
substances.
members are Atina Kabakang,
The
Hazel
protocol aims
Miguelenoy,
to help the
Samantha
ozone
Veneres,
layer
Shekinah Mendoza,
recu-
and Justina
recu-
Saban.
Morning everyone, my name is Athena Kabahang. My topic is all about stem cell therapy. What is stem cell therapy? Stem cell therapy is a medical treatment that involves the use of stem cells to repair, replace, or regenerate damaged or diseased cells, tissues, or organs in the body. Stem cells are unique because they have the potential to develop into the different types of cell with specialized functions. And stem cell therapy is the cure of all kind of illness. Stem cell treatment makes use of the natural ability of the body to recover. Stem cells are used for regenerating and repairing disease or damaged tissues in regenerative medicine, and they have shown success in the treatment of the variety of orthopedic, cardiovascular, neuromuscular, and immune-related conditions. Everyone has stem cells which serves as a body repair system. However, as people get older, the ideal number of stem cells can constantly reach the injured spot. The goal of stem cell therapy is to amplify the natural repair system of the patient's body. Ibig sabihin po nito, stem cell therapy ay para siyang, talaga siya, natural treatment siya ng ating body. Yung stem cell natin, parang siya yung tumutulong para maalis yung isang disease na sa ating katawan, para labanan yun. Yung mga sakit na, may mga sakit na talagang napatunayan na kayang gamutin gamit ang stem cell therapy, tulad ng spinal cord injuries, type 1 diabetes, heart disease, stroke, burns, and cancers. Now, let's talk about the two basic sources of stem cells. Number 1 is embryonic stem cells. Embryonic stem cells, these are derived from early stage embryos and have the potential to develop into any type of cell in the body. As the embryo develops and forms a baby, stem cells are distributed throughout the body where they reside in a specific pocket of each tissues, such as the bone marrow and blood. As we age, these cells function to renew old and worn out tissue cells. These are called adult stem cells or somatic stem cells, like embryonic stem cells. Adult stem cells can also replicate into more than one cell type, but their replication is restricted to a limited number of cells type. Ang embryonic stem cell ay pinag-combine na egg cell lang babae at sperm cell lang lalaki. Sa ibang bansa, meron sila stem cell treatment, pero karamihan hindi nila sa tao kinukuha yung stem cell na yun, kundi sa isang tupa, sa isang lalaki at babaeng tupa. Pinagsama yun, dinidevelop pa sa embryo. Hindi na siya antayin mag-develop as a baby. Ang mga nagpapaturok nito o ang nagpapa-stem cell treatment, yung mga tumatanda na humihina yung regenerate ng mga organ nila. Tuturukan ng embryo yung mga matanda na hindi na nagde-develop na maayos yung mga organ, tulad ng liver, para mag-regenerate ulit ng maganda yung mga organ nila pagtapos nilang maturukan ng stem cell. Yun po. Ng embryo. Dahil yun nga po ang tinatawag na stem cell treatment. The second source of stem cell is adult stem cells. These stem cells are found in various tissues and organs throughout the body, and they have the capacity to generate specific cells types related to the tissue where they are located. Adult stem cells are most commonly obtained from the bone marrow, especially the mesenchymal stem cells which have the ability to replicate into cells that form the musculoskeletal system such as tendons, ligaments, and articular cartilage. They can be obtained from the iliac crest of the pelvic bone by inserting a needle and extracting the stem cells from the bone marrow. Now, let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of stem cell therapy. Advantages is avoid complications, has the potential to cure many diseases. And the disadvantage, hindi alam kung walang pag-aaral na nalaman kung hanggang kailan yung epekto ng stem cell therapy sa isang injury or isang sakit. Now, let's talk about stem cell treatment in the Philippines. In various media platforms, there are warnings of advertisement from various hospitals and clinics packaging stem cell therapy as cure-all remedy. Ibig sabihin, may mga hospital daw dito at clinic na sinasabi nila ang stem cell therapy ay gamot sa lahat o cure-all remedy. May nagsasabi naman, may sinabi naman po ni Samuel Bernal, an expert in the fields of regenerative medicine and regulatory law, said the public should take a lot of precautions. And be careful, number one, stem cell therapy is not curable. Ibig sabihin, sinabi niya po na sa kanya interview sa Inquirer, ang stem cell therapy ay hindi daw po gamot sa lahat. The goal of stem cell therapy is not a longevity anti-aging program. Stem cell therapy is actually trying to allow the body to heal itself, he said. Ang stem cell therapy lang daw po ay isang anti-aging program, no? Or pampabata, ganun, para nyari yung balat mo, pag yung balat mo medyo, pag matanda na, medyo laglag na. Pero pag nag-stem cell therapy, medyo mababanat siya. Okay. Tapos, ang stem cell therapy lang daw ay, pag nagpaturo ka nito, tinatry niya na yung body mo mismo, o tinutulungan niya na yung katawan mo mismo ang mag-heal sa isang sakit mo. Kunwari, may mahina kang organ, pag tinurukan ka ng stem cell therapy, kapag nag-stem cell therapy ka, tutulungan ng mga cell na yun upang mabuo ulit o mapalakas ulit yung cell na may damage sa'yo. Ganun po. He explains stem cell treatment requires analyzing at the molecular levels what is causing the problem or what could be done to prevent the problem. Stem cells are just a small part of molecular approach to medicine. That's all, everyone. Thank you.
Different types of greenhouse gases. Carbon dioxide, methane, halocarbons, ozone, nitrous oxide. Naturally occurring gases, water vapor, methane, nitrous oxide, and carbon dioxide. There are also greenhouse gases that was influenced by humans. It is carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, CFCs, and ozone. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide with a chemical formula CO2 is a colorless and non-flammable gas at normal temperature and pressure, although much less abundant than nitrogen and oxygen in Earth's atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is an important constituent of our planet's air. Carbon dioxide is made up of 1 carbon atom and 2 oxygen atoms. Methane. Methane with a chemical formula CH4. Methane is a gas that is found in small quantities in the atmosphere. Methane is the simplest hydrocarbon consisting of 1 carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atoms. Methane is a powerful greenhouse gas. It is used primarily as fuel to make heat and light. It is also used to manufacture organic chemicals. Halocarbons. Halocarbons are a class of organic compounds. Halocarbons are used in refrigeration and air conditioning. They are also used in manufacturing solvents like dischloromethane, chloroform, perchloroethylene, and benzyl chloride. Also used in manufacturing pesticides and fire-resistant oils. Also in adhesives, elastomers, and sealants. One or more carbon atoms are linked by covalent bonds with one or more halogen atoms. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, or iodine group 17. Ozone. Ozone is an inorganic molecule with a chemical formula O3, a gas composed of three oxygen atoms. It is a pale blue gas with a distinctively pungent smell. It is an allotrope of oxygen that is much less stable than a diatomic allotrope. Nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide, commonly known as laughing gas, with a chemical formula N2O. It is a colorless, non-flammable gas and has a slightly sweet scent and taste. Clinically used as a safe anesthetic, dentistry, ambulance, childbirth, and appreciated for its anti-anxiety effect.
Causes and impacts of climate change. First, we will discuss the causes of climate change. Climate change is the long-term shift in temperature and weather patterns. The shifts can be natural, but the climate change worsen due to human activities. And here are the causes of climate change. Number 1 is global warming, number 2 deforestation, number 3 greenhouse effect, and number 4 changing wildlife adaptation and cycle. Ang global warming and deforestation are man-made. Example of causes ng global warming are human activities like yung deforestation na pagputol ng mga puno and kapag nagbe-burn tayo ng mga basura or charcoal na nakakaapekto sa ating ozone layer. Yung greenhouse effect naman is yung heat na natatrap sa may layers ng earth. Example, kapag natrap ang greenhouse gases na tinatawag, iyon ang nagiging reason why umiinit lalo ang Earth. Nang dahil sa climate change, ang wildlife adaptation and cycle is nababago din. So, yung mga animals is nalilito. It can be also man-made kapag, for example, kapag na-disturb yung isang habitat ng hayop, ayun, malilito sila. And as Daisy Medilatory presented earlier, these are the gases that affects the climate change. Then, dito naman tayo sa impacts of climate change. Ayan, thermal inversions, El Nino and La Nina. El Nino yung nagkakos ng drought or tagtuyot dito. Ayan, na-experience natin yun kapag summer or kapag maiinit yung panahon. Meanwhile, yung La Nina naman, ang ginagawa ng La Nina, ang effect niya is nagiging labis yung pag-ulan, pag umulan sobrang lakas, tapos kapag bumaha sobrang baha, tapos nagkakaroon din ng landslides. Ayun, hotter temperatures, more severe storms, ayun na, experience natin yun dito sa Pilipinas, like, ayun, increased drought, like sa effect ng El Nino, loss of species, yung mga endangered species natin, unti-unti na naubos, not enough food dahil namamatay yung mga crops natin dahil sa El Nino and La Nina. And lastly, more health risk. Example nito is kung sobrang init, then sobrang ulan, hindi sanay yung mga katawan natin sa ganong weather, so nagiging health risk din siya. Ayun lang po, thank you.
Environmental awareness. Environmental awareness is the knowledge of the natural world and the decisions that either benefit it or do more harm than good. It, it also entails understanding the necessity of protecting the planet in order for it to survive. Along with this, environmentalism is an ideology that holds people accountable for safeguarding the environment from diseases brought on by human activity. One of the main culprits of climate change is increasing of carbon dioxide presence in the atmosphere. coming from industrial and mobile sources, shifting from fossil fuels as sources of energy to renewable energy resources such as solar, wind, or hydropower is one way to decrease the generation of carbon dioxide. Spaces that need air conditioning or heating should be sealed to ensure adequate insulation and energy efficiency. When buying appliances such as refrigerators, washing machines, and uh, other appliances, it is recommended to buy those that are tagged as energy efficient. Um, Water consumption should also be less lessened since pumping and heating water also uses up energy. Light emitting diode or LED bulbs are ideal to use because they lessen up to 80% of energy consumption compared with incan- incandes- incandescent bulbs. Uh, Using fuel-efficient vehicles with higher fuel economy performance is figure 45. Light bulb energy saving statics are another way to lessen fossil fuel consumption. There are many ways to minimize the effects of climate change. Environmental efforts to address climate change should be done individually, collectively, since since the environment is contagious. The responsibility to care for it should also be shared not only locally but also regionally and globally. Countries should come together to adopt protocols and agreements to help each other solve climate change. The Kyoto Protocol is an international agreement that extends the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, or UNFCCC, in which the Philippines is one of the signatories. This protocol commits each signatory or member by setting internationally binding emission reduction targets. This was adopted in on 1997, but the first commitment period started in 2008 and ended in 2012 in order to be sustainable without jeopardizing the need for energy for economic growth. Develop, Developed countries committed to cut their uh, carbon dioxide emission, emissions by 2% up until 2050 to help address the problem of climate change. It estimated that by 2050, the world will have an approximate 80% reduction of climate change. The Montreal Protocol is another global agreement set to protect phasing out the production and consumption of depleting substances. The protocol aims to help the ozone layer recuperate from the hole it has attained due to the increasing presence of ODS, or ozone depleting substances, in the atmosphere. It is signed by 197 countries, including the Philippines.
Hello, good day everyone. My name is Lisel Bernadette Sagon and I'm going to discuss the topic about disaster preparedness. But first, let me tell you what is a disaster. So, disaster is a serious problem over a period of time that causes a loss of human lives, economic, and environmental loss. So, ang disaster, ito yung mga pangyayari na hindi natin inaasahan na nagko-cause ng harm sa ating mga tao, sa ating kapaligiran, sa ating community, and sa ating society. So next is disaster preparedness. Disaster preparedness is a collection of actions performed in advance by organizations, communities, and individuals to better respond to and deal with the aftermath of a disaster, whether it be caused by natural disasters or human-induced ones. So, kagaya nga ng sabi sa PPT, disaster preparedness is a collection of actions. Yun nga actions na ginagawa ng mga organizations, communities, and nating mga tao para nga mas maayos tayo makapag-response, mas better tayo makapag-response sa mga disasters na darating and para nga maging prepared tayo. Next is disaster risk reduction. Is the concept and practice of reducing disaster risks through systematic efforts to analyze and reduce the causal factors of disaster. So, dito naman is yung approach of identifying, reducing, and assessing the risk of a disaster. So, aim nito ay i-minimize ang socio-economic, environmental, at iba pang mga vulnerabilities and hazards na pwedeng mag-trigger ng risk at disaster. So, next, disaster risk management is the application of disaster risk reduction policies and strategies to prevent new disaster risks, reduce existing disaster risk, and manage residual risk, contributing to the strengthening of resilience and reduction of disaster losses. So, dito naman is, yun nga, kagaya nga ng sabi dyan, is application. So, dito na ginagawa yung mga policies and strategies para nga i-prevent ang mga disaster risk, para i-reduce ang mga existing disaster risk. So, next naman is Republic Act number 10121. So, or tinatawag na Philippine Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Act of 2010. So, this is an act strengthening the Philippine disaster risk reduction and management system, providing for the national disaster risk reduction and management framework, and institutionalizing the national disaster risk reduction and management plan, appropriating funds therefore and for other purposes. So yung act na to or yung law na to is nagre-require na ang gobyerno ng ating bansa at tayong mga tao, mga citizens sa ating bansa ay maging handa sa mga disaster na darating. So next, why is disaster preparedness important? So, importante ito para alam natin yung mga gagawin, ang mga dapat gawin before, during, and after a disaster. And importante ito kasi it saves countless lives and reduce the loss of life. It also reduce the loss of livelihoods and minimize the damage of property. So, let me give you an example kung bakit ba mahalaga ang pagiging prepared sa mga sakuna. So, yung nangyari na lang noon sa Philippines noong 2013, noong sinalanta tayo ng bagyong Yolanda. So, many people died and the damages are unimaginable. So, sinisi ng maraming tao yung kakulangan sa effort ng disaster risk reduction sa mga matinding pinsala, especially nga sa region kung saan naglandfall yung bagyo. And nasisi rin ng gobyerno dahil sa lack of evacuation plans, evacuation plans. So, yan nga, kaya importante ang proper disaster risk reduction management plan para nga ma-reduce yung pagkawala ng mga buhay at damages na mangyayari dahil sa disaster. So next, things to do before, during, and after a disaster. So before, syempre, pack an emergency kit. Yung mga, syempre, andyan yung mga importanteng bagay or including dito ang first aid kit. So next is create and practice a disaster plan and list of emergency contacts. So during naman, syempre try to stay calm as possible. Stay informed sa mga information and tune in to local authorities for information about evacuations and safety tips. So and last, syempre, carry your emergency supplies kit with you para nga if ever na may mga mangyaring masama, wag naman sana, or mga injuries is may may supply ka. And after disaster naman is yun nga, try to stay calm pa rin and also go to a safe area and always be informed lagi. So, and that's all for my topic. Thank you.